we're live for some of you people. For some of you, you're watching this after the fact. It's the pre-4th of July live stream in the United States. So if you're in the United States and you're celebrating the 4th of July, please come back with all your fingers and eyes next week.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically, one of you will probably lose something.
Apart from your dignity.
Yes. Yes, you know, if you're going to have a bottle rocket war with the boys, at least have eye protection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't care about 3rd degree, 2nd degree, or 1st degree burns. That's fine. Losing an eye, your depth perception will be off. And imagine if you lost your front eye when you're snowboarding.
That would make sense.
You're going to ride goofy. You're going to have to ride and switch the rest of your life. That would be awful.
That would suck.
Yeah. So
I'm sure you get over it after a year or so.
Probably, hopefully. I don't know. But we got our boy Taryn Martinez, aka Ruff, here as a representative of Beaners Buying Boards LLC to let you know to buy Stolly Cruiser and click links. Got a Stolly Cruiser sitting right there.
You're telling me Taryn bought another board?
He's going to. He hasn't clicked the link yet. We got rid of everything so he could start over. You know, he stripped it down.
Yeah.
Kept his dinghy and his shadow ban, I think. Or maybe it was his war pig. I can't remember. Or his mountain pig. So.
Probably a shadow ban, I would imagine.
Yeah. But I do like this statement from Joe Gunn, who I went and saw Metallica with him and his wife on Sunday. Good show. Nice. For every finger or eye someone loses, TC pops a button. Everyone's coming back with a missing finger or eye. TC's sitting there butt naked, just nipples and chest hair all the way up. That's it.
I want picture evidence though, and then I will actually pop the button so we can have a little slideshow throughout and be like, oh well, Taryn lost his pinky. He's not going to be roughnecking too much, and Joe Gunn, he lost his thumb, so that's a.
It's not making any more corrugated.
No.
Letters will lose an eye and have to go work the front counter at the bank.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe the post office so he actually gets his mail.
Gorb will lose both of his eyes. And somehow find a way to snowboard with a cane.
Didn't they just have Canadian Independence Day? Isn't that like July 1st or something?
Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
Yeah. So happy 1st of July there, Gorb.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got Jeremy Pearson. There's still new 2024 Rome Stolly Cruisers available. Did you enjoy the 24 25 board better? Did the 25 new design improve or degrade the prior board? Thanks. Dude, if you can save money, just go swoop one. You'll be fine. You will be fine.
I'm pretty sure they just changed the shape on the new one, and I just really like that shape, but I don't
even think they changed the shape.
Oh, I thought that did get a rechange or a little bit.
I thought it was a core tweak.
It rode amazing to me, and last year you said it rode great, so yeah. I don't think it really matters that much.
No. Buy the graphic you like.
Yeah. You're not going to be looking at it, but everybody else will.
Yeah. Gorb wants everyone to know he's gaming. He's eating gamer goo while he does it, too.
Yep. I didn't get any of that this year. I need more, Gorb.
I like the idea of getting the big jumbo Haribo gummy bears for Thirsty Thursday. So be like, here, thanks for showing up. Here's a 1 pound gummy bear. Well, I watched a video on how to make them enlarge. So I was like, oh, I just need buckets. How funny would it be to have a gummy bear like this big as the prize? Like you show up and I just hand it to you in a trash bag. Watch everyone just sitting at the table drinking beer, just taking bites off of it. That's how
halfway through it just gets all nasty and sticky.
Yeah. If we made one big enough, like put it in a bathtub and got it big enough, we could smuggle it on the chairlift. We could put it on a snowboard and push it down the hill. And that's how we all got banned from Ski Cooper for life.
Yeah. Took out a family. Gummy bear. A rogue gummy bear. Took out the whole family.
Almost took out a family last year. Oh, Gorb wants you to know that because you didn't ride the Pocket Rocket or the Minecraft board, you got no goo at Thirsty Thursday this year.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, well.
We'll figure it out next year.
From Carpe Diem. Hello from Elitch's. At least you're cool. You got the water around you.
That's got to be so packed.
Oh, fucking shit show.
But it looks fun. I don't know. I think they serve beer there, don't they? I think you should be fine then.
Asking the guy that doesn't drink.
I know.
Yeah.
He can answer us in 30 seconds or something like that. He'll figure it out.
Anyways, anyone that's just getting in, get your questions in that chat box. We're going to try to answer a few. I know most people are checked out for the long weekend here in North America, so it's all good. But Tuesday next week, you got a long video. It's about 25 minutes, and I compare flow, phase, supermatic, step on, and everyone's favorite, clue.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yes, it's busy, and yes, there's beer. That's what he's just said.
Well, then it's all right that it's busy. You can take it. That's probably good. It's a nice day down there, I bet.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a hot day.
Yeah. Dude, it was warm yesterday. I got out of the gym and it was 80-something degrees. I was like, what the hell is this shit? And there was humidity. I was dying.
Okay, so it was humid. I thought I was going crazy.
No, it was over 50%. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yep, I thought that too, because I was walking around. I was walking Herbie around. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is weirdly hot right now, like in a nasty way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I took Baroness out and she tuckered herself out to the point she just found some shade, laid down, and wouldn't move. She was just panting heavily while death smiling at people's little shitty dogs. So many people with untrained dogs roaming around. My dog wants to meet yours. My dog does not want to meet yours. Well, my dog, I don't care what your dog wants. Oh, you're going to keep okay. Baroness, show him what's up. Yeah, she's biting it on the ass and chasing it around. Thanks. You need to train your dog. My dog's very well trained. Yours isn't. Neither are you. So, yeah.
Yeah, we ran into a lot of hikers yesterday, and they were all very scared of Herb.
I don't know why people would be scared of him. Yeah, he's big, but you can look right at him, and he's got that derpy smile.
Yeah.
He's just like, I love you.
Yeah, I even was like pulling over. I was like, all right, guys, you can walk past. And they're like, he doesn't really want to get off the path. I'm like, no shit. Why would we want to stand in the ditch? Keep moving.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Keep going. Like,
he's a fucking 100-pound dog. He knows where he wants to be.
Yeah, when he wants to be on the path and you guys can wait for us, and that's what he wants, and that's what he wanted. But I was like, we'll just pull over for them. And this lady would not walk past us. I was like, dude. And I even asked her, I was like, are you scared of dogs or are you scared of him? And she's like, well, him. I was like, well, he's 1 year old. He just wants to say hi, and we're not doing that now. So keep walking. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I'll have Baroness like perched up on a rock like 30 feet away from people, and they're like, their dog will pull him right over. He really wants to see what she's doing. And I was like, she doesn't want him to see. Okay, here we go. Snapping right at her, and like I'm just sitting there all calm. I was like, ignore, sit, heel, and she'll listen. And they're like, well, she was being mean, and I'm like, she didn't want you around. I tried to tell you this, and you wouldn't listen to me. I'm the catalyst here for why we are where we are is you. So, yeah, is what it is. Ugh. Oh well. Oh, here's a good question from Barnes. What's your favorite firework? Roman candles, bottle rockets?
I do like a good Roman candle. Because Roman candle fights are the best. But bottle rockets are really fun because you can light them and stick them in your friend's pocket when they're not looking. And that's really fun too.
I like the little tank.
The one that just shoots backwards? Yeah.
No, so they have one when you light it up, it's got a little rocket thruster out its ass, and it'll push forward and shoot out, so it keeps going forward. But what I like to do is when my family's not paying attention or they're doing something, 'cause we always had summer birthdays around the 4th, is you light it on the far side of the patio when no one's looking, so then it starts hitting them in the ankles. Then they all scatter, and you can go up and grab the piece of cake while they're all gone. I had a big family. Family events sometimes were like 50, 60 people. So if you got them to scatter, you got the good piece of cake. Because I always got the middle. I was that guy.
Or you take the waterproof. What is it? The waterproof firecrackers. You throw them in a bottle of water and then seal the top and throw it, and it just becomes a tiny grenade. Those are fun too.
Yes. Those are fun.
You got to get the good ones.
I got like $300 worth of fireworks in my living room. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them, but I think I'm gonna get weird. But I do love that my dog likes fireworks but hates the pop. So when it's like sparkling, she's just like, "This is amazing." But the second it pops, she's like, "I want to kill it." It's so funny.
He hasn't seen fireworks, so I'm interested as to see what he'll do. Probably not great.
Yeah. All right. We'll take this one from SAS. Hi, Angry. Most soft flex damp board. Well, you're kind of negating that. If you're going to have a soft board, it's not going to be damp. But if you need to go that route, you're going to have to go with a Mervin. Maybe a Finest from GNU.
Yep.
Or
because
a C Money, maybe.
Yep. If you wanted to go a little bit more on mountain, you could do an upgrade, or even if you wanted to save the money because it's not getting made, a hyper as well.
You could probably do like an off ramp, but that's not super soft, but kind of is. It's kind of in the middle there, but the problem is like you're gonna sacrifice one for the other. Like that's it. So the better thing would be get yourself a soft board, just get yourself some more damp bindings. And then get an aftermarket insole in your foot and replace the footbed inside the boot that's more damp. Something that's got some good shock absorption, and there you go.
Yeah. Get like nitro bindings or even Rome or battalion bindings, and you'll be fine then. That should cut down on 90% of your chapter.
From J Sage, when's opening day? 122 days. Maybe it's 121 till A Basin opens. Predicted. I'm keeping track.
Yeah.
We're under 4 months.
That's fair.
You know,
it honestly doesn't feel like it's that long because we're already at the 4th of July, and I'm like, yep, summer's about over now.
Oh, the days are already getting shorter.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking about that too, and I was like, God, this just like feels like summer's flying by already. So, Our boy Beezy was super chatting, wants to know, will you pop a button for me, TC?
Sure, because it's the 4th of July, you get the top button. And it's a little toasty in my room today. There we go. Let it breathe. Okay. I did see a question about boots up here.
Yeah, I saw that one too. It's about stiff boots, though, but it's not.
It was about wide. There is the Lasso Pro, the widest stiff boot out there.
I don't think it is.
Well, because you can get an Echo in a wide, and that's stiffer.
Right here.
Yeah. You can get an Echo in a wide. That's going to be stiffer.
That is stiffer than a Lasso Pro. And they're redoing it this year. It's supposed to be even stiffer, I think. Because
it's also supposed to have a better heel hold in it than if you just
they're changing the inner fit.
Yeah.
So,
which, from the sounds of it, everybody that's been on it loves it that I've talked to. So, it sounds like it's for the better. But I believe that would be the stiffest because I don't think they make an ion wide. You could also look at Asian fits as well on boots.
What might be stiffer, but the problem is going to be finding it, flux boots. Because they use that Asian fit. They're wide in the forefoot. They really are. The problem is just no one stocks them in North America. Like, you can't find them.
Yeah, to try it on, you're screwed.
Yeah, because here it is. It's from Gremlin 666. Is the Ride Lasso Pro the stiffest wide boot? I don't think it's the stiffest.
It's one of the stiffest, but it's not
one
the
of the stiffest.
stiffest.
But can't you get a Malamute wide too from Solomon?
You might be able to.
Oh,
It
and
might
then
be one of those.
Nitro's got that wide version of, is it the El Mayo? No, it's not the El Mayo. Maybe it might be the Capital Wide, or it's the TLS or something like that. It's one of their stiffer boots, but that does come in a wide version. I know that because I just filmed, like just like 2 months ago, filmed the boot breakdown for that. So there is that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So Nitro would be.
Oh, I like this one from Ben Donaldson. Heading to Chile for the first time. Should I go wild and bring an orca, or play it safe and just bring the doughboy I cut into a swallowtail? Double check how the snow conditions are doing. So, like, I've had a lot of friends go to Chile, and they're like, when they get a storm, it's absolutely amazing. But I've had friends that went for 10 days, and of the 10 days that they rode, 9 of them were icy groomers in the sun. And they were like, it was like being in Colorado on a bad year.
Yeah.
And then they got one really, really good storm and proceeded to hit rocks.
Naturally.
So,
Sounds like A Basin.
yeah. Let's see.
I'd bring an old mountain board.
I like this question from Rob Gams. If and when do you think these step-in bindings and similar versions make sense over traditional straps? So I am firmly in the belief right now that even though Union makes the best step-on, the most performance-driven one, there's still a comfort binding. They're not full performance yet because the boots are not where they need to be. That's the big issue with it. That's my takeaway. Like, the Union one fits better. It's not going to wear cleats down as much as the Burton shit. I don't know much about the Flux or Nitro ones, but that's where I don't know. You rode the Union. What do you have to say?
I mean, honestly, that binding, it's a good binding for the setup that it is, but like, I think it's a little too high performance for, like you said, the boots that are on the market for it. Like, you're gonna blow through boots with that thing. Even if you do get there's like the stiffest Burton boot or the stiffest Nitro or whoever's making the stiffest ones out of all of them, DC maybe. I don't know. But you're going to blow through that in probably less than a season, even if you're only getting 20 days on it, because that binding's a little bit stiffer. So when you're going on your heel side, nice and performance driven. When you're going on your toe side, it's all boot still. So you really just have to have a stiffer boot. And like, I mean, it all depends. Like with the flows, like those have been an easy entry binding for a while, and those make sense for if you're just going out there to carve super hard on your like your heel edge or your toe edge, anything like that, where you don't want that toe hang. And then like, I mean, for phase in general, it's pretty much just you just want to get in really quick. Like have out in Colorado, it makes a lot of sense here because a lot of our like the top of the lifts are super flat. So you get off, you take 2 pushes, you put your foot in, ratchet that thing up on the move, and you're out of there. So it makes a lot of sense here, especially if you're trying to be like getting as many runs as you can in your days, especially if you don't have a whole bunch of days to get and you're just like, I got to maximize that. That's what it's great for because you still get the comfort of a real binding, you get the performance of a real binding. It's just, you just have that little weird high back and strap thing to figure out, but it takes you 2 runs. You got to figure it out. And that's where it makes sense to me. And then, are we missing one?
So, well, okay.
Clue, I guess, but that doesn't
No,
make any
you're
sense to
also
anybody.
you're missing Supermatic.
Okay, Supermatic.
So so the way you got to look at it is like flow crawled flow crawled so Supermatic could walk so Phase could run in that regard from that style of binding. And Tuesday's video, it'll be out at 10 a.m. I've got it set for a premiere. That really goes through it, and I break it down. It goes flow, Supermatic, step on, Phase, clue, I think is the order that I put them in there. But basically, it's 5 sections, and I break down the pros and cons. Everyone, well, except for clue, there's no pros. That thing's just the only pro is when you see people using it, you know they're stupid. Also, used a lot of photos of people wearing them in the bathroom. So, but yeah. So, that's the thing. Like, I break down the pros and the cons. Like, my big takeaway with phase, and I was thinking about this because Tommy and I were talking about it. He's like, it's not solving a problem. And I was like, it's not solving a problem to you. So if I still lived in New York, 750 vertical, I ride straps, I'm in, I'm out. This is going to solve that problem a lot faster. You hit a cat track and you got to skate. And I actually say this in the video because if you've ever been to Holiday Valley, there is a wrong turn that some people make and it takes you to the cross country trail. Now, if you know that it's there, you can point it and then you have to make it over this one hump and it's downhill because it's part of the golf course and it'll take you back to the main base area. And so, like, when it's super busy and you're trying to bypass crowds, because that place used to get stupid busy when I was a kid, like Breckenridge busy, you would cut down from the backside there and you would point it and you would stop just shy of making it over the knoll. So you'd have to unstrap and then you'd get up and then you'd actually can pick up enough speed down the knoll. So with this, you'd be able to pull your back foot out, push twice, get up on the knoll, kick it in, strap in, and be able to pump all the way back to the base area. That's where I think it really does. And the fact that it does ride like a traditional binding. The cool thing is TC is going to have an interview with one of the people that worked on this project, specifically on this binding. So that he'll be doing that on the 17th. So that'll be coming out, my guess, 2-3 weeks after that. Depends when I get to editing it and shit. But there's that Supermatic is like, that's an old man binding as far as I'm concerned. It works. I see where it works. Is it the end all be all? No. Clue is just some of the worst shit I've ever seen. Like, fucking.
This doesn't make sense.
And I constantly have people be like, you just don't understand what a good binding is. And I'm sitting there, I was like, you're really going to argue with the guy that's ridden more bindings in a season than you'll ever have days on hill in your life? Like, no. It's just it's a bad binding. It's just a horrible design through and through. But yeah,
no, I'm 100% with you on that phase too. Because like growing up, one of the dudes in my group always was riding K2 cinches, which is a very similar idea where it opens
like a flow,
up.
But yeah,
but like it reminds me a lot of what they were going for in the beginning, and it's the same thing. Like, we get off that lift, I'd be strapping in, like riding down, and he's already in, fully gone. And it's like, shit. But I mean, when you're only getting 200, 300 vertical in a run, you're like, you got to make it count.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I said that because I know in a 4-hour time period at Holiday Valley where I grew up, depending what chairlift I'm riding, because most of them are high-speed detachable quads now. So you're looking at, like, let's say I was just making a run off Cindy's. It's like 2.5-3 minutes to the top and about 2 minutes down. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. It's that if you just got more time to get in and do what you need to do. And keep worrying that this light bulb's going to explode.
Again?
No, it's the new one. I just like...
Okay.
It's a little shinier than I want, but so that's the whole thing. Is like you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, and to have it ride like a regular binding. I mean, it is a little heavier than a standard katana. I was looking at that. It's so subtle though, and it sits a little higher, and so your torque is going to be a little different in that. Like the big one is Supermatic is just heavy and just a big dead spot underneath. In there, flows on par with a regular binding. Clue's in its own fucking world because you could either like weigh it without the stirrup clicked in or with it, which I weighed it with. That's one other thing in this video. I weighed all the bindings so people could see them. So yeah. All right, we got Joe Gunn. What's more likely to happen first? You do some laps in a pair of athletic model Clues, or you go to Denny's? Joe and I, his wife and I, had the worst experience at a Denny's across from Empower Field. Like, they sat us in a section that no one wanted to claim was their section, and when we tried to flag them down, like, I had to get up multiple times to go talk to someone to get service, and they still fucked everything up. I'd still probably go to a Denny's before I would ride an athletic model of Clues. Although I know what's going to happen. Someone's going to buy a set of those athletic Clues for me to ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love me a Grand Slam.
I just wanted a barbecue chicken sandwich with bacon and fries. The fries were cold. And I wanted a milkshake, and I didn't even get my milkshake. We didn't even get drinks. It was bullshit.
Just dry-ass meal.
Just fucking whack as shit. And the way, like, I had to, I didn't tip. And that never happens. You have to really fuck up for that. I didn't tip because we didn't get any service because it was like no one wanted to work with us. And the poor girl, I think she was the manager and the hostess. She looked like she was 20 years old and just struggling at life. And she's like, I'll make it up to you the next time you come in. And I was like, no, there won't be a next time. I just won't come back because it fucking sucked. Like, this takes the cake. It was worse than the Denny's in the middle of bumfuck Iowa that I went to at like 11 o'clock at night when I was driving cross country. So, one, it's bad when you pull into a Denny's and it's got a stone parking lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck you not got blacktop right off right off the highway? So I go in and there's nobody. And the woman's like, you want a booth or you want to sit at the counter? I was like, whatever's easier for you. I just want a few things. I'm going to be in and out in like 20 minutes. She's like, oh, okay, hon, no worries. She walks me over to a booth that isn't clean. It's covered in shit. All the other ones are clean. And the seat has been just ripped apart. It looks like a bear climbed and just ripped the springs out. And there's like foam and shit. And she's like, and I'm like, really? Whole fucking restaurant and this is where you want to put me? Okay. Fucking horrible. Like, Denny's used to not be bad. I remember when I was a teenager, like, we used to go there at like 3 in the morning when I used to go hang out at the city of Fredonia, which had a college, which around here, little aside here. The city of Fredonia, New York was the reference point for Point Place in that 70s show. And they make references that would only be for Western New York in that show in there. So it was really funny. But yeah, we used to go down there and go skating, and then we'd shoot over to Jamestown and we'd go to the Denny's. And there was always this one waitress that worked at Denny's. She was only like, let's see, because the guys I hung out with were like, I was like 13, 14. So the guys were like 20, 21. So she was like maybe 23, 24. She'd already given up on life. It was over for her. And we'd come in with our skateboards and shit. She'd be like, these fucking skaters. And she'd just shit talk us. Meanwhile, like Brad and Chad and Beef Neck over there would have a fist fight at 3 in the morning. And I was like, we're the bad guys? Like, I don't know. So we would go out of our way to just like make it awkward for her. So that was always fun. I don't know. Denny's is Waffle House is better because you go in knowing you're going to get in a fight.
That's fair.
Denny's, it just happens. You're like, what the hell? But yeah,
This is a family restaurant.
Until 11 o'clock. All right, from Kidden Silberlicht. What are your opinions on the resorts on Epic and Colorado? Vail has fucked them all up. Like, they're not as fun as they used to be.
I like Beaver Creek.
Beaver Creek's fun. I don't know.
That's it.
There's a reason.
But
There's a reason I'm on Icon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're just crowded as hell. Like, it's just all out standing in line everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Beaver Creek's the only one that you're not standing in line like that, but it's like Vail, you're in line for hours. Same with Breck.
Keystone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
Keystone's
so
just ice all the time,
by the
too.
numbers. So by the numbers, last season they were down, but 2 years ago, maybe it was 3 years ago, I was talking. I have friends that work in marketing for both, and my friends that worked for Vail in marketing were telling me that it was like a Wednesday, and they were like, we had 40 something thousand people in Breckenridge on the mountain, And then I was at Copper, and one of the patrollers was on the chair with me bitching. He's like, "There's too many fucking people here on the weekends." I was like, "Well, how busy was it?" He goes, "We had 16,000 people." And I looked at him and I was like, "That's too busy for you?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "There's going to be like 60,000 people at Breckenridge this weekend. Count your blessings." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, way smaller. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, my neighbor is
We'll see what Vale does with itself this winter now that Rob Katz is back. The old boss is the same as the new boss now that they got rid of Kristen Lynch. Because I think she did a bunch of stupid shit. At least Rob Katz, when he first introduced the Epic Pass, I think it was like $500. You got like 5 resorts. It was cool. Now it's like what, $1,200 or something stupid like that. Yeah,
probably more.
Yeah. All right, take this one from Johnny Ryan. Have you heard anything from Friday Snowboards? I talked to the owner, talked to George. We were talking tariffs and stuff a month ago, so there's that. But working on this big video about tariffs and stuff, I actually going to try to reach out to some of the people that work in China and see what they're dealing with on that. But yeah, Friday's a legit company. It's like one of my new favorite companies to keep an eye on. I'm curious what they're doing. So, and this right here. This is our boy Chef Drew. Greetings from Cedarville, California. I'm buying new boots in the fall. Going to bring a 12-pack and tacos to the shop. Try on everything. Like a stiffer boot. Did K2 fix the Thraxis? Should I not bother trying them? Try them on. Supposedly they're fixing it. But if you really want a stiff boot, dude, I think you got to look at the Kita APX here from Nidecker. Because I'm going to get a hernia. This thing is solid TPU.
Yeah.
So that's
that boot's a bitch to put on.
Yeah, that boot. I would look at the new Battalion one as well. Let's see. Some of the Solomon stuff, some of the Ride stuff. Like probably want to look at like a Trident or an Insano. Obviously, best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. But this by far might actually be the stiffest snowboard boot I've ever put on. So they sent these to me to replace my Thraxis, and the fit's almost perfect. Like I'd have to do a little work, but holy shit, the flex in this thing! Like, I felt like I was in just a full blown ski boot.
Yeah.
So, but for anyone that's going to a shop to try on multiple pairs of boots, it's always good to bribe your guy. Bring him some tacos. Bring him some beers.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them a hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars, Bring them food that isn't anywhere within like a 3-block radius of where they work. Surprise them.
Yes.
If you're really industrious, you show up with a crock pot with food and be like, brought this for you guys.
That was always the best. When people would be like, "Hey, I got this crock pot. I'm going to pick it up at the end of the day." And you're like, "All right, we got all day to whittle away at this thing. This is awesome."
When I lived in Steamboat, I had a dude bring me he made homemade cornbread and jambalaya.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jambalaya.
Just like Newman.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, couldn't eat the jambalaya because it had seafood in it. And I looked at the guy and I was like, "Well, cornbread." And he just went right to town.
Yeah. Homemade cornbread's great.
Freaking amazing. At least they were cool though. They had like a little thing of homemade barbecue sauce too that they brought, and they're like, "Oh, I was just putting that on it," so that was cool. This is a question for you from Jeremy Pearson. Is it easier to get out of the new Union step-on bindings than the Burtons, or is it pretty much the same tech?
It's the exact same tech. I did notice the Unions, they were in there. I really had to kick my foot out to get out of those things.
TC almost high kicked a child in the head.
I did. I almost booted him in the face to get my foot out of it. So maybe it was just like a beginning thing, but like I definitely noticed my first run, I had to really stomp my heel in to like get it in there. Because on my first run, it was not in, and I almost died, I thought. because I was going for a turn and my boot lifted out of the binding. Luckily, the front pins are sturdy enough where that toe wasn't moving. But yeah, to get out, I was like forcefully kicking and almost booted this kid in the face. Like he almost had a really rough vacation.
Like I look over and I just see this leg come like above TC's head, and there's this child. I swear to God, I missed him by this much, and I was like,
That
that
would
would
have
have been
been
hell on
terrible,
earth. How
but
do we explain that you just kicked a child in the head?
yeah, shouldn't have been standing there.
I'm sorry, we're professional product testers, and this shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, once you're in, you're in. I think it's a better hold than the Burton ones, but I mean, it could just be that it was brand new out of the box too, and it
it's
might wear
narrower.
in.
I looked at
Is
it.
it?
It's narrower. Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
even Steve from Gravity said the same thing. He's like, it's a little bit tighter in there.
it's a
I'm
little.
like,
It's
yeah,
more performance driven.
it is.
If you're gonna go step in and you want something with some performance, get the Union for sure.
Yeah, the base on the
100%.
Union's amazing too.
Yeah.
Very damp, and it still lets your board flex where it's got the same base as the new Falcor does. So it's still got that wing around the outside, but it's flexing with your board, not creating a giant dead spot.
Yeah.
Or like the other company that makes them, it's not creating a crease point for your board to just snap on the tail or the nose either. So they got it.
Good old Burton. They're really good at breaking boards with their
Yeah.
bindings. All right. From Tibby TT, have Union signed exclusivity deal with Burton, or could they also produce a phase model? Union phase would get my interest. Union step on, and no interest at all. So, from what I was told, I believe it's not a licensing agreement. They're just selling them the parts, and that's what they're doing. As far as a Union phase, I don't think Union and the Nidecker brands will ever be working together.
No, probably not.
No, they're not really happy that they poached Scott Stevens, and then there's some other stuff. Evidently, they were trying to hack into their Google Drive or something. I don't know.
Espionage in the
If you believe
snowboard
Travis
industry.
Wright's on the bomb hole.
Yeah.
This is the same man that said just find a brand that you're really stoked on and buy that boot. So right there.
Yeah.
Not the best at giving advice.
Yeah.
Wants to sit around and sound
I mean,
like he's very profound and he's got these deep thoughts, but
I mean, I think it would make the most sense to do it, and that way, like maybe they could actually work their way back into getting Scott back. But like that would make the most sense to me in my mind. But they just spent all this money on Burton parts, so they're kind of in the hole there, and they got to dig themselves out of that one. Plus, they probably don't have any money left to license shit because of that factory they built for their boots. So,
yeah. Curious about the boots. Can't wait to get my hands on those. I think
they look clean. They look good, but yeah.
I think they said September we'll get a pair.
Well, what I thought was funny about the boots is during the natural selection, I don't know if you saw this, Travis Rice is talking about the Union boot, but it's not the Union boot they're selling. He's talking about a different version that's not even coming out yet. Because when I was talking to the Union guys and I asked them about it, I was like, what's up with that boot? And they're like, we haven't seen anything on that. So I don't know why he was talking about that one and not the one that's actually coming out. Because it's a totally different looking boot. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like, well, what's going on there?
Oh, did he have a CTE moment?
He might have. I don't know. You should go back and just watch that part because it's not the boot that they're promising everyone. It's got a bunch of different stuff in it, and I'm just like, what is he talking about? And both the guys are like, I don't really know what the hell that was. Well, I haven't seen that. So, yeah.
Let's see. I like this statement from Sibby's. Flood Supermatic are just for a different audience. Facts. They're fine product, but you're using them for a reason. Accept the old and washed.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem riding flow bindings where they're at now because like they've gotten so good. Like I rode the NX2 Fuse and hybrid. No, it was the NX2 hybrid and then the Fuse hybrid. And the response out of those is really, really good. It feels different. It's not going to be for everyone. And like you were watching me, like I had no problem getting in and out. I was like, oh, these are down, in, go. And
Yep.
I was just ripping turns on it. Like for carbon, it makes sense because you don't have as much of a heel cup sticking out. And they're Supermatic. I mean, yeah, like you have problems bending over. You're a convenience rider. Yeah, you're cruising blues. That's like where you peak. Totally go for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh God. From Bees, all hail the cult for coming together to bully a newbie influencer on Instagram. I didn't even know about this. Why wasn't I invited? I'm the leader.
I'm the leader.
I'm the leader. Who are you? Why were you guys bullying? What did they do? What stupidity did they do? Ugh. You know, I want in on this. I want to know what you guys are doing. Okay, we'll take this one from Rich. Considering the battalion blaster phase over the katana phase because of the toe strap moving on the roams, is the blaster a good option as a do-it-all binding? Yeah, it's also softer. It's softer than the katana too. It's got a little more lateral play to it. Plus, with the katana, you can get the Stale version and get the carbon base on it, so it's more responsive if you wanted to go do that. But yeah, I think I like the toe strap more on the battalion one. And it's funny, I was talking to the marketing guy at Rome, and I was like, I think all you need to do is the way that the toe strap, like the way that this piece comes out. I think all you needed to do is you needed to come back like this and then kink, and it would be like if you put like a 30-degree kink, I think it would sit perfect in there. And I get that they're still just using parts because they have tons of these for the regular ones, and that's what it is. But I think that's going to be what ideally fixes it. I don't know. That's a question to ask Maggie.
Yeah.
So, all right. All right. Let's see. Oh, I like this question from Super Crazy Peanut Butter Dave. When you tell yourself, I'm going to party board today, what do you really mean? And what are you and your friends riding differently than normal? Isn't it always party boarding? No. Party boarding is a straight up vibe. That is, it's not like you're going with any mission. It's like, how stupid can you get doing stupid things with your stupid friends? Like you will fall off a cat track doing something stupid.
Yeah.
You'll
I
hit
mean,
a
you're
tree.
just out
You
there to
will
have
hit
a good
tree.
time. You're out there to have a good time, try something new probably. You have zero expectations of actually landing stuff, and like somehow it comes out better more often than not, that sort of thing.
Like if this is the lip to the jump and the landing's over here, I'll come around and like nose press the top of the lip, and this side will be like cut off, and I'll just bomb drop it for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go boost as high as I can in the mini pipe, and I'm not gonna grab, and I'm just like stiff, straight air, just going straight up, just for shits and giggles, taking it completely deep.
Or trying to get the least amount of air possible off a jump, but still making the landing. That one's really hard, actually, but really fun.
How many times you can pop on and off the exact same rail before you hit the end of it?
Yep.
So you're like on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing stupid stuff like that. It's jibbing your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just getting.
It's the opposite of just like riding angry. You're just out there having a good time, doing whatever.
Yeah, it's
probably having a few bevies.
That too. You're definitely broing down in the parking lot afterwards or at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a vibe. It's you know, you're cranking up your favorite Japanese city pop and just going to town. You know,
yeah.
Just listening to Mickey Matsubara "Stay with Me Tonight" on repeat. The saddest, most uplifting song you'll ever listen to. And you know, it's stuff like that. Either that, or you're listening to like bardcore. You know what do you know what bardcore is, TC?
No.
So you know what a bard is, right? Like a musical
Yeah.
player. Okay. Well, there's bardcore where they played like the lute and all those instruments, and like the
Okay.
harpsichord and shit. But I found this playlist, and it's all like 80s yacht rock, bard style, and it's bardcore. Oh, it's so freaking hilarious.
Jimmy Bardfit?
Jimmy Bardcore, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's funny. Yeah. Let's see. I like this statement from Jason Smith. This goes back to Denny's. I remember when smoking, non-smoking booths were just a different side of the restaurant. I remember my mom smoking in the doctor's office with the doctor.
Yeah, I remember different sides. Different sides, I guess, but everything just smelled like smoke.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. Got a text the other day that was like, Coloradans need to vote to keep their vapes and everything. And I was like, damn right, we need to get more people smoking.
Yeah.
More vapes. You know who outlawed public smoking? Fascists.
Fat.
They were the first. They did it in Nazi Germany. I want to see people. I want to see a 12-year-old just chiefing a cigarette at the top of the park.
So you're telling me that Boulder, you can't smoke on the street, is the same as Nazi Germany?
I mean, they were the first people to get rid of it. It may have been adopted by a different group of people, but you know, you go far enough right or left, you just end up with the same shit, just slightly different core values. And you look at it and go, remember, don't ever trust the government people. They're out to get you. Dale Gribble was right.
Dale Gribble was right. Yeah. Old smoking sections. They're great.
Yeah.
There's a bar up by where my family had their restaurant that the dude just pays the $10,000 fine every year because it's the only reason people go into his bar because they could still smoke inside. He's like, I make so much money, I don't give a shit about 10 grand. Like, that's,
well, the best part is
nothing.
if you're good with your taxes, you can write that off as a business expense.
Yeah. That is not business advice either, so don't take us on that.
Let's see. Okay, we'll take this one from Mongrel Power Cycles. Hey guys, do stiffer bindings contribute to taco folds on a softer board? What's the main advantage for a softer bindings on a park board? It's not necessarily that it's stiffer. The taco fold is usually a result of a sharp point at the back of the binding back here. So if you're looking at the back of the binding here, so like the best example of this is the Burton Malavita. And I know it doesn't exist anymore, but if you look at it, there was actually a point in the heel. And so with the soft pad, it would push down, flex it at that point, and if you were counter twisting the board, it would crack your top sheet. And some of the ride stuff, the older ride stuff did that, and you would see it. Yes, to a point, if you're riding a really soft noodle with a super stiff, rigid binding, and you go to flex it, at some point that pressure is going to do something, and usually it's the top sheet getting a ripple crack in it, and it pops. Now, obviously, the idea with a soft park binding on a soft park board is board feel. It's just going to work more in unison. Am I right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, for me, I wouldn't put like a. Actually, never mind. I read that wrong. I thought he was saying, what's the advantage of having a stiff binding on a soft board? And I read it wrong. So
No, he's just talking about that. But, you know, advantage of a softer bindings on a park board. It's also about, like, the flex and shit underfoot, too, that you get and stuff. Like, as I've gotten older, which is really funny, like, this video I'm working on boots, I'm going to go through a brief history of snowboard boots, and I just can't wait to show people what my first snowboard boot was. It's like mid cuff, like just above the ankle, floppy completely, no internal harness.
yeah.
Had Velcro though. Had like a Velcro strap, but that was like it. So, you know, but
I don't even think I had liners in my first boots.
But I had so much, like, you could really tweak shit out. And I love when people are like, you can't tweak shit out like you used to. And I'm like, you also don't see people with as many blown ankles as you used to.
That's true.
Like, there's, like, guys slightly older than me, like 45 and up, I've noticed a lot of them have ankle problems. I don't.
Yeah.
But for anyone that does want a lot more play in their boot, the deluxe boots, you can take the internal harness completely out of the boot. So you don't have that. So you can get more play in there. Just something to think about. All right. From Rich Foster. I'm in Oklahoma, so where should I order phase when they become available? Blowerboardshop.com. It's one of our affiliates. Evo will have them, and I think Tactics will have them. Those would be our top 3.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because Blower's going to carry every single one of them, so they'll have your best selection there for sure.
Yeah.
And they're already on the site. You can pre-order them if you want.
Plus, Blower's opening a second location down in San Diego.
There you go.
They bought the Arbor showroom or retail space or whatever it is. I think it's San Diego. Maybe it's San Jose. I don't know. Southern California somewhere.
It's in a sand.
It's a big state. I don't understand it. I don't like going there.
It's long.
I like this statement from our moderator, Jack Offbeat. Come to the week of Thirsty Thursday, and it's a week of party boarding.
Yep.
No, it's a week of work for us.
With some party boarding. Thursday's party boarding for sure.
Thursday for sure. Yeah. All right. From Colin Leapart. Sup, fellas. I ride at Beach Mountain in North Carolina. I rode a 155 public disorder last season, but at 200 pounds, the camber is now non-existent. Is the Nitro T1 a lateral move, Rex for sliding rails and hitting mid-jumps? The T1's actually probably going to be slightly softer than the disorder. Honestly, like if you're looking for something that's probably going to have more pop for hitting mid-sized jumps and sliding rails, you might be better off looking at a bench warmer from Ride and get that Carbon Array 5 in there instead. And then you also get those impact plates, so that'll help dampen a little bit more underfoot. Conversely, I do like that new Dark Horse from Capita too. That might give you what you want, although I have a feeling you'll probably decamber that too. So
yeah, I've had that problem with Capita in the past, especially if you're riding a lot. Hell, even like a K2 medium I think would be good.
Oh yeah, well, that's where I go back and forth. I think maybe like an After Black would be better.
You think?
A little stiffer. Medium.
Okay.
Medium's cool. Like it's hit or miss on if that's going to decamber or not. Depends on how, because you're riding a harder landings, and if you land in the back seat more, I think you'll decamber it a little bit more. Trying to think what else stands out as a really good park board. You know what you should look at actually? Go check out some of the Yes boards. Like maybe that Eldor Cream or even a Greats, or that might be got one. That's an extreme version, so that's lighter weight with higher end material and a higher base, but
Yeah. I absolutely love the Greats when I rode it. So
that thing blew me away. That Greats Extreme, like, I like what Yes is doing now for the future with their stuff. So that's great. Even like a Sender or a Sender Extreme from Yes might work. If you're doing Rome, maybe an Agent Pro. It's a little beefier, so that might hit what you're looking for. All right. We got Johnny Doughboy. Will DC ever release the Ply again? Which board is comparable to the Ply? I don't even know how DC is still in business at this point.
It's got to be a licensing agreement.
I think it is, because the guys doing it in North America brought boards, and then Austria has like the full lineup. The boot line is like hit or miss. I don't know. I mean, if you're looking for something like a DC Ply, go look at a Ride Kink. Go look at a Rome Artifact. You might like a Yes Shifter Extreme. Shifter's probably a little closer to it, but I think the Shifter Extreme pops a little better. That board, I really like that board. Maybe even a Rome Boneless to an extent. Oh, here we go. This one's for you, TC, from Riley Robertson. Do you think 32's first binding will be any good?
Yeah, I rode it and it was good. I had zero issues with it. It's pretty much the Jones version, just a little bit softer of a high back, and I think that's it. Otherwise, same toe strap. Oh no, it does have a softer ankle strap too, but I think it's solid. There's nothing on it that I'm like, nope, that's a fail point. That's going to be a break point. It was the same as the Jones, just doesn't have a stringer running through the high back to keep it a little bit more responsive. So you just get a little bit more lateral play to it, and that also is coupled with the softer ankle strap. But I mean, if you're looking for a soft, like fast entry binding, it's a solid choice because there's not a lot of moving parts on it. So it shouldn't be that bad. Like you're not going to have a bunch of stuff loosening up. I didn't. Like I rode my Jones ones all year and it was fine. So I think it's pretty much the same thing, only just soft high back, soft ankle strap, same toe strap. Same chassis.
No,
it's solid.
I think it's solid. Like when it came in and I looked at it, I was like, oh, this literally looks just like the Jones one with softer strap.
Yep.
And softer high
And I'll
back.
be honest, when I first heard they were coming out with it, I was like, that's the dumbest idea you could possibly have. And then once it came out, I was like, solid product. This is actually makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it makes sense because there are those people that ride like 32 outerwear, 32 boots. A 32 binding makes sense for those people. There will be people. It's like there's going to be a Scott Stevens Pro. There's a Joe Sexton Pro. There's like 4 or 5 versions. There's a Volcom version, which is really weird.
Yeah,
because I was like,
really,
32 is doing the Volcom one since Volcom does outerwear and 32 does outerwear, but whatever.
Yeah, I want to know how that discussion went down. I guess I don't know who else they would have made it with, because it wouldn't have made sense for them to do it with Rome, really. Doesn't make sense for them to do it with Jones at all.
Yeah.
Battalion, not really.
Yeah. I like this one from J Sage. Where's the Liquid IV sponsor? I don't know, but I want it. I want that Liquid IV money.
I got a couple packs in my car for you.
Oh, sweet. That's right. I forgot. Yep. How many packs did you get me?
2.
Oh, you're the best.
Yep. I was like, well, if he wanted one, he's getting 2.
Okay. It's okay.
I was like, I don't know. I wasn't going to stand there waiting for your text. I was like, I'm just going to grab 2. And by the time I leave, if he says 1, I'll just put 1 back in a random spot. But if not, we're getting 2.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's where we're at. So, all right. Let's see. From Space Monkey, what's the easiest way to spot a board that's too stiff for me? If you're asking, is this board too stiff for me? It's too stiff for you.
Yeah.
That's right there.
If you have troubles turning it, like you always have to be.
And you grab it by the nose and you put all your weight into the center of it, and it is making your arms hurt, it's too stiff for you. But generally, the way I look at it is if you have to ask if this is too stiff for me, it's too stiff for you.
Yeah.
Trust your gut.
Also, if you're not having fun on it all the time, probably too stiff for you.
Yeah. All right. From Jeremy Pearson, 25 Greats Uninked, very different than the 25 Greats Extreme. Yes. Because the Greats Uninked that's just the regular Greats. The Greats Extreme has the race base. It has the higher end materials, and it's the same flex and side cut as it. It's just the big difference is this is like a pound or a pound and a half lighter in it. So they went for ultra lightweight construction, the higher end base in it, higher end fiberglass, stuff like that. Otherwise, they ride the same. Like if you have a 25 Greats, you don't need the Extreme unless you're like, I'm a weight weenie and my ankle hurts when I ride the chairlift because I'm a bitch. Because evidently that's what the people on Reddit keep commenting on my shit. And I'm like, are we having this conversation? Like today, some guy was like, I weighed my Jones Mountain Twin and it weighed a pound more than what Jones said on their website. And I'm like, you weigh your fucking snowboards? Shut the fuck up, nerd.
Also, I wonder what size he bought as opposed to what size they had the weight for, or the
Yeah.
I don't know if they say it on there. I know for like their boot or for boots and for like bindings, they're like this is what a medium weighs, or this is what like a size 9 weighs, shit like that. But how are you supposed to do the math on that and be like, well, this stitching weighs 0.2 grams, so 5 extra centimeters of that will be another quarter. Like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't-
Like these
don't
are
skip
these are
leg
the
day.
people. If you are literally bitching about this shit, shut the fuck up and ride more, you fucking nerd. Just
My leg
ride,
gets
you
tired on
little
the
bitch.
chairlift at the end of
I
the
used to
year.
ride boards that the cores were like this thick.
Yeah.
That shit wasn't light. I just went and rode it. Like rarely now when I pick something up, I'm like, this is heavier. I was like, this is super light. But if it is, I'm like, ooh, that's wasn't expecting that. But by and large, it like most stuff is about 5.5 pounds, I think. It's around there. By the time like you put it, yeah. So it's just I don't get these people. Like it was funny. So I put out this week's top 5. You know, top 5 signs you're getting bad advice. And number 3 was Reddit. Someone posted it on Reddit, and it was, but by and large, everyone was like, "Yeah, I kind of agree with you." But I had mentioned in the video that I was like, "Do I need to read like the world's worst advice on Reddit?" And everyone's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Is this just a new thing where I'm gonna have to spend like my Saturdays scrolling through Reddit and just finding where people give bad advice and just give my hot takes on it?" And I was like, I'll do it. I mean, if that's gonna draw people's attention, I'll friggin' do it. I'll devote like one day a month to it, and we can see. But yeah, it's ugh, I don't know. All right, okay, we'll take this one from HNN Champ. How are the Dark Horse and Indoor Survival different? They seem very similar on paper. Bought an Indoor Survival at the end of the year on sale. Core profiling's different. Effective edge is different, so the side cuts run a little different. The Dark Horse shares the same shape as the Stairmaster. Those are actually closer, but then the core guts are completely different. In my opinion, like if I had to choose between a Dark Horse or a oh hey Herb,
He finished his bone, I'm assuming. You want to say hi. You smell like a bone.
Oh, look at the big boy. What a handsome devil. Herb, look at me.
Look at him.
He's like, I don't care. Herb, you're a handsome boy. But if I had to choose between a Dark Horse and an Indoor Survival, I would go with the Indoor Survival. I think it has better spring to it. And like the way that the flex points and the tips react, it just snaps a little bit better, but that's just my take on it. The Dark Horse rides like an older snowboard. Like you got to work for it. The core feels a little thicker and stuff. Takes a little more work. That's my hot take on it. I know you didn't ride either. Yeah, you're just like whatever. I'm here for the ride.
Yep.
All right, we got
Sounds
Barnes.
great.
Which binding should I ride on my new Telos backslash? The new Union Force or the Felcor? I mean, I'd go Felcor personally.
Is it the new Falcor?
New Felcor, not that old one. Old one's trash.
If it's the old Falcor and the new Force, I'm going new Force. But if it's the new Force, new Falcor, I'll go new Falcor.
Yeah.
Done.
All right. From Michael Stacy with the super chat. Phase will clearly make me a better snowboarder. I want 8. Make sure you click the links.
Yep.
Actually, if you want 8, here's what you do. You buy one of each model from each brand, and then you buy the alternative colorway. Then you've got 8 of them, and you've got different colors.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be different, and then you can play mix and match with the different colorways, so you can have one on the front and one on the back. Be real unique.
Now you're styling.
Well, I like this question from Space Monkey. What's the biggest scam in snowboard gear right now that nobody talks about? Dope and Montec aren't any cheaper or better than buying most of the mid-range stuff from snowboard companies that are legit. If anything, they're actually lower quality in there. So people are like, oh, I'm saving all this money, and you're actually not. And because they do drop shipping and stuff, they were flying through the de minimis exception, so you didn't have to pay tariffs and taxes on them. That is now gone. They will be tariffed and taxed. So for everyone that thinks that they're going to save on it, you're not. You're not supporting a brand that does anything. I think that's a really big scam in there. The other one is, I'll be honest, I think there's too many SKUs in snowboarding. and people think that they need to have the best to ride like the best, and you don't. Most people just need a mid flexing directional twin like a Rome Warden, and they would have so much more fun snowboarding. It's my hot take. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm like,
I mean, if you
part
want to
of
go
me
into
says
another one, American-made boards are built like shit.
that is a hot take. I was
Like
thinking goggle
Mervyn's
market.
Mervyn's are the best of the shit, but like they need to be putting a better base finish. They need to run emulsifier through their finishing process on it. The fact that they put tip fill in and don't have a full edge is bullshit. Like, there's that. They use a little too much epoxy. Never Summers are pieces of shit. Donics, like if you take a True Bar to a Never Summer or a Donic, they're not flat. They need to be ground more.
Yeah. I was thinking goggle lenses. Like how much goggles cost, and it's all because of the lens. Like the
It's not the
frame
frame.
is
It's not the
the
frame.
frame is pretty much free. It's all of the lens, and you're like, God damn, guys. Like, I think that would be one for me. And helmets. Helmets are a huge one where they don't necessarily protect you from concussions because
They
it's
lessen
a
it.
horse. Depending on, or they
If-
make it more severe if you get whiplash because now you got an extra pound and a half on your head, forcing you back even further. So there's
Well, and
still
most people don't buy a helmet that truthfully fits them right either.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the other thing. The other thing is there's a hard hat certification, not a helmet certification, and a lot of these knockoff companies will tell you it's a helmet and it's truthfully a hard hat, but because the way that our administration has gutted people that would protect you in this situation, these companies are flying under the radar. Like if you look at Outdoor Master and all that knockoff shit that they make, it's old mold shit, and they're saying that it's helmet certified. It's based off of a company that did it, but I don't think it still has its certification. I'd have to double check with that, but I don't think it's actually a real helmet certification in there. So there's that.
And just rental helmets in general. Like anytime you get a rental helmet, that thing has been
it's clapped
smashed more times than not. It's been dropped on the ground, kicked around. It's had its fair share of run-ins with just hard hits and all those dents in there. That's not character. That's faults in the helmet. So it's probably not doing much for you.
Actually, you want to know what the real biggest scam is in snowboarding? Well, it's not gear related. Lessons. What Vail Resorts charge for lessons? It's a fucking scam.
Yeah, 100%. And you got to buy the lift ticket. And you got to buy the lift ticket for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. Snowboard lessons are a giant scam.
Yep.
$900 for like a private lesson, or like $300 for you and 15 people.
Yep. I think that's a scam. Like realistically, when it comes to gear, this is what most people need. A directional twin snowboard, because you can still set it up centered. It's fine. If you can't ride switch with this much setback, you're a pussy. You need that. You need a middle of the road binding, like a Union Force, a Ride C6, a Rome DOD, or a 390 Boss, something in that range. That's what you need. And you just need a good fitting boot that's not too stiff and not too soft. That's what most people truthfully need. And realistically, you just need to ride more.
Yeah.
So many people's problems culminate from the fact that they don't ride enough and they're not willing to invest in themselves to ride more, but they think that they can buy their way to riding more. Like, I think last season when Copper opened and we got that 3-foot dump, the local guys were a little shocked that I wasn't sinking on a 155 ride kink in 3 feet of snow. I was blazing. I was cutting the out path from the trees through some of the flattest, deepest pow. And they were just like, dude, we just got in your track. And they were like, you were just doing it. And I was like, it's all about ability. Like when I was a kid, I had one board to ride. Powder day, you're riding that board. Park day, you're riding that board. Free ride, you're riding that board. It didn't matter. The fact that everyone over there is like, or everyone in general is like, we need to have 10 boards to have a quiver. It's bullshit. You don't. Realistically, 2 to 3 boards is about all you need. You should have like a deep days pow board, something like that can also double and still be good on a groomer day if you need it to. An all mountain freestyle board, and then like a park board if you absolutely want it. That's it, realistically. Like you don't need much more than that. I think there's a lot of people giving that misinformation out there. I see it. and that's it. Like, you know, and I wish more people would really listen when we say you can't buy your way to being good. There's a dude that follows us that owns something like 9 Megadeths, all in it. He's got every single size, and he'll be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"This one's more athletic than this one." No, dude, you just fucking suck.
Mm.
Like, you go and you hire an instructor for 30 days because you have the money and you still don't learn. Like, you just need to go out and fall down a bunch of fucking times, sprain a wrist once or twice. You'll learn really quick not to catch an edge. Like, stop trying to mitigate the risks because there's always going to be a risk in it. Like, anytime I go snowboarding, I just assume I'm going to get hurt. But, you know,
Yeah.
through riding more, you get there. I mean, that's kind of it. Like, I think
And-
that the other thing is, I think that one of the biggest scams is some of the marketing that they put on this shit. Like, saying the Orca is an all mountain doer, I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
You know?
I was thinking just like some outerwear as well. Like
10K.
in
That's what most people do.
yeah, I was gonna
10K.
say in largely 15K will get you done. 15,
If you're in a
you're
wetter
great.
area, 15 will do you. You don't need to go up to like these ones that
No,
are like 30K.
But everybody that has 30K and Gore-Tex and all that stuff, and then it's like, you live in Colorado, dude. The only time you really need that is when you're hiking in the spring and it's just getting wet. That's it. Otherwise, like, literally, our snow is not going to get you wet. You can ride around in a sweatshirt all day on a pow day when it's nuking, and you're going to be bone dry by the end of it.
The only spot
Like-
you're going to be wet is from underneath from sweating.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
So that's another one where I'm like, man, a lot of people, you can get away with that. Like that Volcom jacket or that air blaster that's $150 for it. That's 10K.
my pants are 8K.
Yeah. When I moved to Colorado, I had 5K pants.
Yeah.
And the only time they got wet is in the spring when I was just sitting down party boarding. Like,
Yeah. Having a
That's
beer
it.
with the boys on the side of the park, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's when they
like,
got wet.
When
And
I
it's like,
lived
well, that's
in,
cool.
when I lived in Washington, I used the old Northline 686 Smarty stuff, so that was 30/30. And you would need that because Stevens would get so wet and it would soak through. But then when I moved to Steamboat, I was like, this shit is overkill, and I got rid of it because I just didn't need it and stuff. And it's like when we went heliboarding this year, and you were like, you're bringing that jacket? And I was like, well, I have a feeling we're going to be standing around waiting to drop, and because the vents were on the front and not in the armpits, I could breathe better. And that jacket was an older, I mean, that's like a 20-year-old L1 jacket. I mean, I think it's an old Lucas Huffman Pro model. And that one, they claim it's 2020, and I'm like, I think it's only 1010, realistically, because of the fabric in there. But like my average everyday jacket is only a 1010.
Yeah.
Like, I've got 20K stuff for when I go out of the area if I need it, but by and large, like, I don't, you know.
Yeah.
People get hung up on stuff. Like, the other big scam is that, like, idiots like Ryan Napton telling people with a size 9 boot they need a 30 waist board or they're going to boot out. They're not booting out, they're falling over. They don't know because they don't ride enough. They don't understand how to leverage over and carve. So they hit a point and their body just gives up. They fall. Oh, I booted out. You didn't boot out. You don't know. You don't have the muscle to hold yourself in that situation. A 30 waist boot or a 30 waist board with a size 9 boot is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think it's funny that Donic's launching a new snowboard line called Martin Snowboards, and they're going to be more off the shelf and easier for people to ride. And the first board's going to be the Ryan Napton Twin. And I was like, so you're making a cheaper version of a board you already make in a new board line? I was like, $10 if I take a true bar to it out of the wrapper, it's not flat. Oh, by the way, we do have a poll this week in the chat, and it's, do you want longer format videos? We have yes, no, make shorts, 24/7 in real life streams only. Seems 67% out of the 118 votes are for yes, 22% for no, 4% for making shorts, and 7% for IRL streaming. That means we got an IRL stream 24/7 TC.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty bored. Like, you're not doing anything. Like, yeah.
Oh, this one makes me laugh from JP. I'm way behind, but I love when Avon rants about Holiday Valley. So many golf and ski trips there over the years from Hamilton, Ontario, but my friends have chalets in Ellicottville. You just go down for the Canadian at Par weekend because it's a bonus for you guys. Canadians in Ellicottville are like Texans in Breckenridge. I said what I said.
That's fair. They're everywhere right now.
There. Oh, here we go. From Nuts and Bolts. Did you guys ever get a chance to ride those Union Source spines? Yeah, I rode the FCs. They are different. They are very different. They are very light. You feel everything with it. That's going to be one of the first reviews that drops in September. So September 1st, we'll start dropping the reviews. So those should drop probably in the first 2 weeks, I think. I got to double check the list that I gave our editor, but that's those should be there. But if you're on Angry Snowboarder VIB, that review has been up for members now for a couple months.
Nice.
And we got our boy Letters. 203 BBC and Pocket Rocket Best 2-board Quiver. You're going opposite ends of the spectrums there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's too funny. Also, we do have a leaderboard for top fans. And in first place, we have Gorbathy with 875 points. Beziums with 675. Michael Stacy at 600. We got our boy Taryn at 500. QC Kurt at 425. Our moderator Jackoff Beat at 250 is number 6. And then we got a few more going down there. But I think for Black Friday, we're going to try to do something for the person that remains on the leaderboard or wins the leaderboard for the day. We haven't figured that out yet, so
We'll figure it out. We got the time.
figure it out. Yep. Yep, we do. But you know, that's where we're at. Oh man, they added some new features to YouTube on the back end, and I'm like, oh, that's new. Oh, I can move around.
That's fun. New buttons to press.
Yeah, new buttons. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got Matt Emulsion. I'm fairly new to the sport. I bought a Signal Compass, the Crease, which I love, easy to turn. What bindings would you recommend? Many thanks. I'd probably just slap like some Ride C6s on it or a Union Force. I mean, you know, you don't really need too much for that board.
Maybe a Solomon hologram, because that board's pretty soft.
Yeah, Solomon hologram would be good. Even the District Team Pro.
Yeah. I was in between those. I was like, you can do either or. It doesn't really
Either
matter
or.
that much.
If you find a better deal
Don't really
on
need
one,
both
go
of
with
them.
that over the other.
You know, it's pretty much a stiffer chassis by very little bit. Like you can barely feel it.
From IK, would the Battalion Blaster phase be pretty close to the Astro? I am thinking about getting one. No. So the Astro, there is a noticeable difference in flex when you bump from the Blaster to the Astro. It gets stiffer and more responsive with the Astro.
Rome Katana would be your better bet there.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rome Katana, well, technically, the Astro has the carbon in the base, so it would be the Katana Stale would be the closer one, I think.
Okay.
I like this one from Sibby's. I thought the biggest scam in snowboarding was Snowboard Jesus. Influencers are definitely a scam. Those dudes, it's a paycheck for them. It's a grift. They realized they couldn't be professional live streamers or video game players or whatever. So they did snowboarding because they did do snowboarding because they realized there wasn't as big of a market to fight against from people. I don't think they realized the culture of snowboarding does not like them.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Jackoff Beat. Hot tub live stream when? We'll poach the Airbnb behind my place.
I was gonna say your neighbor's got one.
Oh, he'd be down. He'd be 100% down for us to do it. He wouldn't care. He'd have the window open and be chiming in and giving us drinks through it. My neighbor's house is hilarious. So he put in a hot tub and he just redid his whole house and there's a window. His wife refers to it as the girlfriend window. She'll just open it up and sit there and talk to you while you're in the hot tub. Yeah, so it's funny. Okay. Mr. Dell 29. Is Avon turning into a silver? I am going to be 43 this year. For the love of God, someone hook me up with their 25-year-old daughter. She doesn't want to date guys her own age. All right. From Michael Stacy, any recommendations on outerwear? I'm a big fan of L1. TC uses Jones.
I like Jones. I like some
686 is
Volcom.
good.
686 is awesome. Howl. Actually, surprisingly, Howl is really sick. And it's a good price.
That new autumn stuff for next year looks good.
Yep, that looks really good too.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. And Air Blaster. Air Blaster is good too.
Yep. Yeah, Air Blaster, if it fits you. Air Blaster doesn't fit me. I'm too tall.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Like
where,
it's definitely designed for someone more squat. I've realized that. Like it's wider.
Yeah, it's definitely wider. Where the pants are like the bibs are funny though. Like I fit into a size small bib. If I wear a medium, I am just floating in that thing. Like there is so much bib there. It's crazy. But it's also good if you got a giant ass gut. Like those bibs are amazing for fat guys. Like every Texan that would come in and be like, I need bibs. Be like, I got you, dude. Size large right there.
They put them on and they're like, damn, these fit good.
Yeah, they're like, I haven't been a large since I was 12, buddy. And you're like, well, just humor me. Put it on.
Yeah.
Or you pull one of these and be like, oh, my bad. Let me and then you jostle everything around and you're like, oh, here's an XL. And you give them the large and then they put it on and then they just wear it out.
I always just tell them, like, yeah, well, a large in them is an extra large in any other company. Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was like, I'll just take it and put it right up next to them. I was like, you see? And then I grab the XL and it's like this much wider than them. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, we got Jim Sprazy 138. As a Mount Hood person, I can attest to the fact that 10K leaves one feeling a bit moist. Just like when I saw Buckhouse on Palmer last week. He made you moist? That's sad. He should make you dry. He should make you feel hatred.
I don't know. Maybe he was crying because he had to deal with that shit all day.
I mean, I'd cry if I had that pedophile mustache. Dude's trying to look like a man. Dude, you ain't a man. You're still a child.
Took years to get this nice, you know?
Yeah. Jesus.
Great mustaches weren't built in a day. Don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Riley Robertson, TC. With you having such a great stash, have you seen Jonathan Buckhouse's new one? It's terrible.
No.
No, he doesn't.
I do not keep up with that man.
No, nobody.
He could be behind me in like the grocery line, and I'd have no idea it was him until he told me it was a pro snowboarder.
Slushy coming in hot. Buckhouse just glues pubes to his upper lip. Well, he'd have to have pubes to do that. So where's he getting them?
His wife.
Let's see. From Cibbies, how's Volcom stuff? I bought some Gore-Tex mitts from them. End of year clearance, super cheap, and they seem okay. So they're licensed out, and that's the issue right now. You don't really know. Like gloves are licensed to someone, and I guess outerwear is licensed to someone, and board shorts are licensed to someone. Yeah.
I mean, probably when you bought them, that was before they got licensed.
Yeah,
out,
so like you probably bought some stuff that's solid.
Yeah, and I mean, all my old Volcom stuff is still in great shape. So I mean, there's stuff from like last year. I know it did not sell well, so it's on sale everywhere. Just because they tried to go up in price, and everybody else was like, "Nah, we'll just stay where we're at." And that's what I think kind of killed them. But that and just overproducing everything. Like, let's be honest, their number one jacket that sells is the Longo jacket by far. That's why they gave them 3. But otherwise, their stuff's fine. What do you got?
I mean, I'm an L1 guy. I buy vintage L1. I get new L1. I've been riding L1 for 20 years. Like, at this point, I don't know if I can change. I'm happy with it. Yeah. Like, I've got the finest collection of vintage L1 in this country. I need to pay down some credit cards so I can buy more. You know? Like, I still need an L1 Mean Machine one piece though in a large, not an XL.
That's fair.
Maybe it's an XL, not the 2XL. I got to check which size I have. I've got one that it's too long. It width-wise, it's fine, but it's just my crotch is around my knees.
It's in style now.
Yeah, well, that's if you buy your pants off Alibaba and call them trash bags or clipped
That's
or
true too.
Snowwares or Soyu or Joyu or whatever the fuck these low-level influencers are trying to push. So, yeah. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where is this one? From John Doe, describe and judge each other's methods. Well, mine's pretty easy.
I
It's
don't know if I've seen you do.
non-existent these days.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I've seen you do one.
Fucking can't. I can't method. Dude, every time I do, my front knee pops out.
Ooh, yeah, that's.
I can do a crystal method though, which is basically a stale fish pulled up like a method with the backhand, but it looks like you're doing it switch. I can do that. But a regular method, my knee. I'm hoping this is the year I get it back because god damn is it hideous. Oh, fuck me, man. Like every time I do it, when I go to bone it, I have to watch out and make sure my front knee doesn't pop out. It's the same reason I can't do a bloody Dracula or a tuck knee anymore because my knee pops out. TC's looks like it's very much from the Midwest.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but sure. I grab in between because I'm American, so you have to. You just gotta grab in between the bindings, stretch out. If you feel it in the back, that's when you know it was good. Otherwise, it's like, that one didn't hurt. That wasn't a very good one.
Yeah.
I gotta get those back though.
Yeah.
Gotta get them better.
James Lee, I heard you guys say that the Stolly Cruiser 26 is super good. Did they change a lot from the 25? Looks similar shape-wise. I think it's just a flex pattern change, if I remember correctly. It might be a slight shape tweak. Like looking at it now, I'm kind of like, it might have a slight tweak. I think it's more in the tail than anything. Nose also seems more round. But now that I'm looking at it, but got one right there.
There it is.
There it is.
Storm.
It's on the wall. Got a stack of boards sitting right there. Really want to keep that Yes Shifter Extreme, but I got a boneless instead. It was a toss-up. I had to choose between which one. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Ugh. I like this one from B. Barker, 2119. I'm late on this, but the biggest scam is the fast pass and parking. No, parking is not a fucking scam, dude. I will die on this. I will buy a fucking parking pass at Copper every year. There is something to be said when I come down and fly right to the back of my car, throw my shit in, and drive out instead of having to spend 25 minutes doing the shuffle to the free peasant lot.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, it's a scam when you go to like Vail and shit, and it's like $40 to pass or to park.
Oh yeah,
no matter where you are.
To a chairlift.
Yeah, that's all a scam for sure. But I don't think Copper really has that scam, and Steamboat has a way different racket going on up there. If you just pull through their parking garage and there's no spots and you just pull through, they will send you a ticket saying you didn't pay.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah. I've had a few people do that. Like, be like, yeah, I got an $85 ticket from Steamboat. Well, technically from this guy in Texas, but the guy in Texas runs it. I had a couple tickets from him, and one of them, same thing. Didn't even park there, just pulled through, turned around, and got out of there. And they tried to give me a ticket. I didn't pay it, but fuck them, because I didn't even park, so I'm not paying for your shit. Like, but yeah, like Copper's not a scam because that makes sense. You guys want to park next door or like right up front, you got to pay for that shit. But like, their bus system at Copper's pretty good. So I mean,
realistically, Copper isn't as bad, but for work purposes, like parking next to the chairlift is what truthfully matters. Like,
yeah.
Because it's just like you don't have to keep going back and forth when you swap something midday. You're like, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's nice. Or if I know I'm going in for a couple hours and I'm like, cool, I can go ride for 2 hours. It's there. I mean, I think this year I can count on one hand the number of times I couldn't park because it was full at the flyer lot. I think it was seriously like 4 or 5 times. And I was going to ride Woodward Express anyways, so parking over there wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's only when they close half the lot is when we got problems.
Yeah, that bullshit. From our boy Chef Drew, on his way up to moving to Mount Baker, what power boards are you most hyped on for the next year? Nitro Stiletto was a really, really big one for me. That one I was super. It's going to be a one and done too. So that's a really cool swallowtail. I really liked that one. Let's see. The Arbor A-frame is now a swallowtail too. That was really cool. Like that. Those would be my top 2 picks. What about you, sir?
The Liptech McWayfinder 3, and then it's not new, but I got on it this year and had a blast, and it was Beta APX by Nidecker. Both those boards super fun. And then an honorable mention for it, I would say the Solomon Goop, but I don't really consider that a true POW board because you can take it in the park and stuff, but it's just a really fun board in general that you can, like, I had a great POW day on it. So those 3 are definitely the ones for me that I'm like, I wouldn't have any problem riding either or any of those. And the McWayfinder 3 surprised the hell out of me just because it was a lot more, felt like a short surfboard than what like a long board is what it used to feel like, where this thing was just very nimble. You could whip it around, still nose butter on it and stuff and have a great time, but definitely not the most aggressive board by any means. You are just party surfing everything out there on it. You're not taking steep aggressive lines. But I mean, it was crazy fun. No gore. Oh, that's letters.
From Beziums, you just named off like 5 trick names or tweaks I swear I've never heard. The hell is a bloody Dracula? Hashtag suck it Gorb. As he slides into the #1 spot on the leaderboard. So a bloody Dracula is really like, if I was younger, I could probably still do it. I haven't been able. The last time I did this, I literally tore my patella tendon. So when you come off, you want to bone the board down and pull the tail up. You're going to reach back with both hands and grab both sides of the tail, basically, and you're going to pull it up. So your body, so the board's here. You're basically like this, but pulling the board up with you, and it's out there. Now you can grab it more like mutant stalefish if you want to. You can kind of tweak it around there, but like you're basically so boned out like this. It's not. It does hell to your body, and especially because I ride such a stiff boot, I don't have that ankle flex. So like, honestly, if you're riding those bone bindings, you'd be able to do it real easily. But
my buddy Marty has a nasty back 7 bloody Dracula. And it's like his favorite trick. And I'm like, that's super cool. It's fucking wild, but all right. I can't even grab both hands on my tail. So
the last time I did it, I was still able to ride Vail Resorts. I did it on Jump 2 in Park Lane, and I tweaked it so hard my kneecap popped out to the side and my leg locked up, and I basically just hit right into the ground. And that was the end of my season.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time I went to the doctor for my knee, and he's like, you have no cartilage in your knee and your meniscus is torn. Yes, I did. Now, thanks. You should be in a lot more pain, but if you don't have pain, we won't do surgery. Cool. And he keeps saying that every time I talk to him. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah. I like this question from Riley Robertson. I'm from North Carolina. What's the one Colorado resort I should go to if I'm only able to come to Colorado for one time? Copper. You'll get everything with it. You will get everything in it, and you can see everything within 2 days. And you will have, and you will have fun. That would be that, either that or go down to Aspen.
I was thinking Aspen. I was like, you can
Because
hit
you got
4
4 mountains
resorts
on
and
one ticket right there.
yeah, and nobody's ever there. It's crazy. I don't know how they keep the lifts on. But
Yeah.
that place is awesome too. And you get away from all the crowds, all that shit. You just got to sit in the car for an extra 4 hours or 2 hours, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's where we am. Yeah. So. Oh. We got a super chat from Gore, putting him back on the leaderboard at #1 Pocket Rocket best board. So, all right. We'll take this one from Alan M. Is there any overlap between the newest Captain Navigator and the Crew Dart? There's a little bit. The Dart is stiffer. It's way stiffer. It's way more aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's too much overlap. I think the Navigator floats better than the Dart.
Oh, 100%. I'd rather ride the Navigator. Speaking of the Navigator, I own one now because Joe Gunn gave me the Powder Board of the Year 2023. The Captain Navigator in a 161. So I've got that now. So I got a new pow board. So it's I'm here for it. And gotta get some stickers on that thing and get that ready to rip. I don't like the fact that it's yellow though. It looks like pea. It's that pea yellow.
It's like a highlighter green.
It's yellow to me and not a good yellow. I'm like, I like my boards dark, like my clothing and my soul.
That's fair.
All right. We'll take this one from Jim Sprazium 138. Steely D and POW, Heavy Northwest POW, Cortisone saves lives. You can do it. Like, that board is good in POW. It's got that 3D shaping. And I really wish they'd never got rid of the Steely D. That was a really good board in the Mervyn line. Like, a really, really good board. I know you didn't get a chance to ride it.
No, I was actually thinking about that. I was like, how come we didn't get one this year? And I was like, did they discontinue that?
They did. It was a one and done. So.
No.
And now we've got a battle going on who's going to get at the top of the leaderboard. We got Bees with Do It Gorb, You Won't. $20 super chat. So Gorb coming in with $20 Canadian, which is like $1 American. Bees has Ligma.
Yeah, they on the pesos now?
Coming back in. A Ligma Bald got him with another super chat. So
that's great.
This is great. Let's go look at the super chat here, or the leaderboard. Well, we got Besiums with 2,575 experience and Gorbathy at 1,875 experience. Come on, Gorb, you can pull it off. Drop the $100 super chat and beat him. Shit talk him. Joking, don't do that. Don't spend money you shouldn't. Oh, God, here we go. I love this. Gorb with the TC has Sugma. What did TC do?
I don't know. After I just wished you a happy Canadian July or whatever you guys call it.
Independence Day. This is bullshit. Like, my battery's loose. I gotta plug that in really quick. There we go. No? Wait, is that not working? Battery's not working. Let's see. That's weird. Did I lose power? That's not good.
It's always something with this guy. Technical issues over there
No.
in the
Figured
studio.
It out.
Okay.
I got it.
Wasn't on.
No, it was, well, the power strip got kicked by one of the boots when I moved it, so that it's always something in this place. It's possessed by the devil. You know? It's just how it goes around here. So, I don't know what to tell you. But, why is this not working? That's not good. That's not good. We don't want that. I don't want to die. I'm a real boy. Oh, well. Maybe we should call it a day. I don't know. This isn't good.
Well, it looks like Gore blew his budget, so maybe.
It's okay. And we got Michael Stacy. Clearly, my 20-year-old skate banana is the best board of all time. And I love that Bees is over here. Gorb is French. No, it's Egyptian. There's a difference there. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are doing. Why is this not working? That's not good. This is not good. I'm scared. I'm scared. I only got 9%.
It's a bad outlet.
No, it shouldn't be.
Well, we got a question for you, at least.
What do we got?
Jesse, you.
Oh,
Can I ask what you? Oh, article.
Sorry. Can I ask what do you guys think about the Solomon Fastlane? I got to figure out where that review went. It magically disappeared. I know I wrote it. I just don't know where I put it. And I was like, because I remember liking it and being like, oh, this is actually really good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is this? I don't know. But, yeah, so, I don't know. Let's see. It's almost 5 o'clock. Oh, we'll take this one from Johnny Ryan here. Ride drone or Union Force? You rode the drones.
It's a close one. I really like the drone's new ankle strap. Also, I didn't really notice that it was an aluminum chassis. Like, for the most part, it felt nice and damp, where in the past, the C6, or the A6, I should say, you definitely noticed it. It didn't have all that dampening that it needed, where in this one, it does. So I did like that. The main thing to ask yourself is, do you want something with a composite chassis, or do you want that aluminum chassis? You're not really going to notice it quite as much, but that's one thing to ask yourself. And the other thing is, how big do you want your ankle strap? Because the one on the drone is massive. It's like that big. If you want something a little bit smaller, low profile, but still just as comfortable, you go with the Force. And how wide do you want your high back? Because the drone high back is pretty much the same shape as the old rodeo high back. They just kind of updated it a little bit, made it a little bit more responsive down low, where it's just a little thicker down there. And the Force high back is solid, but I think the drone high back, softer up top, more responsive down low, and you got the Force one that's just pretty standard fluid flex throughout the whole thing. So that's just what you have to ask yourself, is which one sounds better to you? The drone, great ankle strap, like huge ankle strap. So that's nice. They updated that toe strap on it as well, making it better than what it used to be. So it fits fits more boots now, I think. But do you want full aluminum, or do you want some composite to it as well? It's really up to you at that point. They're so damn similar that it was almost like Ride just looked at what the new Force was and was like, we can make our own. We can do that, no problem. But it's a super solid binding. I really liked them this year. Had a great time with them. So just ask yourself those questions and you'll come up with the answer.
Yeah, I think we're going to call it a day. I'm hungry. I got food I want to eat, and I still got to take the dog out. So, and remember, everyone, don't blow off your fingers and eyes this week.
Yep. And if you do, send us your pictures, and then I'll pop a button for you.
Yeah.
In solidarity.
Yeah, solidarity. But, TC will do it. So, but now I'm going to go. I got some food to cook tonight, and that's what I'm going to do. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back next week with another live stream on Thursday. We've got the easy entry binding comparison video coming out on Tuesday, new top 5 on Wednesday. So you guys we're almost back into the full swing of things. You guys will be getting a bunch of stuff. So, anyways, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Starting to wonder if this outlet is blown or something.
The outlet?
Well, I don't know what's going on. Like, that computer's not getting power. This computer's not getting power. I don't know what's going on. But that's weird. But, well, because those guys decided to rally and fight each other, we made $220.
Awesome.
So that was good. Can't complain about that. Oh, wait. Are we still live? I think we are.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, jeez. Why is this not ending? There we
I
go.
got you, bud.